dare you try and sneak past the desk? Move away from the bed. Move away from the bed. I know where you're headed, and you're not going to get away with it. Mr. Walker clearly doesn't want any visitors, particularly not you. Now sling your hook. Mr. Walker? Stop the agonizing. People are trying to sleep. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Walton.
Good morning, Mr. Campbell.
So things are progressing nicely. So we're going to get the drains out today, and that's going to make you feel a lot more comfortable.
Really? To take the drains out? Do you think that's wise?
Sorry?
Taking the drains out? Only you said you thought they might be in for a few more days.
Well, that was yesterday. Medicine isn't an exact science. We're not clairvoyant. There are no crystal balls around here.
Yes, but still...
No, but seriously, I did only say we'd leave the drains in if there were any complications.
Yes, you mentioned the possibility of complications. Look like... Oh, there we go. Yes, 12th of November, Dr. Campbell, a possible leakage of the abdomen. That was yesterday.
Clearly, I have to be careful what I say around you, Mr. Walton.
Well, it's important I take an interest, you know. It's my life in your hands.
Absolutely, and I do appreciate it when a patient takes an interest in their treatment. That's something that I fully support.
I mean, I'm not a medical expert. I don't have a medical degree.
Really?
No, but what I do have is an inquiring mind. That's why I went to the website.
Oh, the website.
Yep. There we go. I actually bookmarked it. yourtreatmentandyou.org. Now, here we go. Now, what they're saying is if there's even the remotest possibility of complications, then they should really leave the drains in. I mean, it's up to you. You are the expert, but...
Do you know, you're right. We should get a second opinion.
OK, thank you.
In fact, we should get a third opinion. In fact, I think maybe we should throw it open to the floor. Let's get a focus group going, yeah? Let's ask some of the other patients.
No, Dr.
Yeah,
Campbell,
no, it's fine, it's fine. Everybody, can I have everybody's attention, please?
No, Dr. Campbell.
Yes? Sorry to disturb you,
No,
but we need an opinion on Mr. Walton's treatment here. So if, it's always a good idea, isn't it, Mr. Walton, if you ask
Mr. Campbell.
unqualified people their opinion on something that's really important. So let's all do that, shall we?
OK, I apologise, Mr. Campbell. Whatever you think is best.
Thank you.
Mr. Holman, I presume. Are you well?
Yes, well, everything considered.
First time in the ward, I see.
Yes, it is.
Arms up, shoulder height. Did you pack the bag yourself?
Beg your pardon?
The bag. Did you pack it yourself?
Yeah, yes. Why do you ask?
Toothpaste, Deodorant? Cotton buds, Mr. Holman?
Well, it's just I get a lot of wax. It's quite a considerable.
I will decide whether you get a build-up of wax from now on, Mr. Holman. And what's this?
It's a pen. You can rub it out. It's just for some Sudocol.
Erasable pens. What will they think of next? And Siddiqui. That's quite unnecessary. We have plenty of out-of-date magazines in the waiting room, Mr. Holman. And all forms will be signed in permanent ink. All clear? Oh, what's this? An iPad. Very fancy. With a camera, I'm afraid not to. I'll be keeping that under lock and key. I run a very tight ship, Mr. Holman.
I've just downloaded the final season of Breaking Bad onto that.
Well, they all die at the end anyway.
Except Jesse.
Yes. Except Jesse.
After my operation, I can't move. I'm going to be bored out my brains.
Don't be ridiculous. There's no such thing as boredom. It's a simple lack of imagination. Now, you're going down the corridor to bay 10, bed 24. I want you to put on your gown and wait for the doctor. He'll have a few questions for you. Don't ask him any questions. He's very busy. Any questions?
When can my wife visit?
All in good time. All in good time, Mr. Holman. Now, I want you to go and get some sleep. And don't wake the kidney failure on bay 9 or you'll have me to answer to.
Go to sleep. It's 5 o'clock. I'm not tired. I won't
Mr.
sleep.
Holman, I promised the doctor that I would have everyone settled in good time. I want you to go to sleep and get some rest. And if you're having problems doing that, just let me know. And I will prescribe something for you that will make you feel very woozy and intensely nauseous. Are we understood? Mr. Barnum? Mr. Barnum? Right, we've got the results of your scan back. It's not half as serious as we thought. Turns out you've got paniculitis. So we're going to send you home. We don't treat that in this ward. We do the bendy bits. So I'm going to send a letter to your GP to that effect, and then we'll get some more tramadol sent down before you go.
About the tramadol.
Yes?
Do you think it's too high a dose?
Nope. The consultant's happy with the dose.
Right. It's just that I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. I feel really dizzy.
Well, I can assure you that the dose is correct. We've checked everything, and once you've got your prescription, you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm struggling to stay on the bed.
Yeah, that will pass. Right?
It's just, I've got to get the metro home, and I feel, decidedly.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to get going.
Yeah, okay, but the thing is, Doctor, what did you say was wrong again? I can't. Doctor?
Reticulitis, it sounded like.
Hey, who's that?
It's me, Christopher, in bed 2.
What was reticulitis?
Well, I tell you what, mate, Google it.
Google it.
Yeah, we have to do it all the time. They're always trying to blind you with science.
It's, I don't know where. I can't see my phone.
Oh, don't worry, I'll do it for you. What was it again?
Reticulitis?
Okay, reticulitis, hang on. Oh, yeah, there we go, got it. traumatic reticulitis. It's a compression of the ruminal reticulum by the uterus in late pregnancy. Straining during parturition and mounting during estrus increase the likelihood of an initial penetration of the reticulum. May also disrupt adhesions caused by an earlier penetration.
That can't be right.
That's what it says here, mate. Compression of the ruminal reticulum by the uterus in late pregnancy, caused by eating barbed wire, mainly in cattle.
What? Mate, I'm not a cow. And I don't have a uterus. I've never eaten barbed wire. It is bovine though. Bullshit.
I hear you right. I mean, that is the danger with Google. You can end up convincing yourself that there's something really wrong with you. My advice to you, mate, just hang on and enjoy the ride.
Come in.
Hi.
Good morning. Well, we've looked at the scans, and basically it's a problem with your polyoptic paracelsus.
Right. Is that bad?
It's not ideal in anapestic exodermic terms.
Okay.
And of course, we have your coleoptic myelositis to be worried about.
Have we? Okay.
My feeling at this stage is that we should try a BLT.
Okay, I mean, if you think that would help.
And maybe even possibly a PDF. And we'd have to be on the lookout for any lurking PTRs or frothing of the IPA. We'd also have to keep an eye out for any parabatic enjambment.
Right, So,
my feeling at this stage is that we should try an exploratory ELP.
Right.
Maybe even a DVLA.
Okay.
And an HMRC if necessary.
Right. Okay.
My advice, go home, have a think about it, talk about it with your family, and listen, don't worry.
Okay.
There's every chance that you'll survive.
Okay.
And when I say every chance, there is a chance.
Okay, who have we got here then? Mr.
Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
James Johnson.
And I've got here amputation of the left leg.
Right leg.
I beg your pardon.
The right leg. You're taking off the right leg.
Are you sure?
Aren't you?
Janice? Sorry, Doctor, sir. Doctor, it's my daughter. She's a little bit of a worrier.
Absolutely no need to apologise. Not a problem at all. Right, I'm going to go off and scrub up, and then we will have one of those legs off.
He seems nice.
Dad, I think he's going to take the wrong leg off.
No, it's just a slip of the tongue.
I'm just going to go and talk to someone.
No, I don't want... No, Janice, I don't want you to make a fuss. Not today of all days.
But Dad...
Look, no, They don't like it. Hospitals and doctors, when you point things out, you get a reputation.
For what?
For being a troublemaker. I don't want that. They might not give me my painkillers. They might not listen when I'm ringing on my bell.
They might lop the wrong leg off.
Now you're just being overly dramatic.
Am I?
Yes, he knows what he's doing. Right? All those years at medical school. Yeah?
Daddy doesn't know the difference between left and right.
Janice, how would you feel if somebody came into your coffee shop and told you how to make a double macchiato with a caramel shot? You wouldn't like that, would you?
Dad, this isn't making a coffee. This is chopping the wrong leg off.
Yeah, well, left leg, right leg. It doesn't matter anyway. He knows what he's doing. It's not like he's going to chop my head off.
Oh, give up.
Hello? Hello? Is that the surgery? I've got a problem with my tablets.
Name?
Well, I can't read the name of the tablets. It's too small.
No, your name.
Oh, Hall.
First name.
Will.
Address.
26 Mount Bank Road.
Date of birth.
11th of the 4th, 1974.
Doctor's name.
Smithson.
Name of your first pet.
What?
Just my little joke.
Oh, right. It's my tablets. I don't think they're right.
What?
My tablets. They're the wrong ones. They're the ones that I used to have. The old ones.
A repeat prescription?
Well, yes.
Well then.
Yeah, but when I left the hospital, they gave me some new tablets. But that's the point. These are the old ones.
Did you see Dr. Smithson?
Yes.
And she wrote you a prescription?
Yes.
Well then it's right, isn't it?
Well, maybe she made a mistake.
She won't have made a mistake.
But how do you know that?
Well, she's a doctor. They're very highly trained. They won't have made a mistake.
I'm not blaming her.
Well, I should hope not.
Well, it's maybe it's not her fault. Maybe the I don't know. Maybe the records are wrong.
Oh, records are never wrong. I run a pretty tight ship, Mr. Hall.
Like, I'm sure you do. But listen, when I left the hospital, all right, I was given some new tablets, and I was told that I had to take them. Okay, and they said that if I didn't, I could have a cardiac arrest. I could die.
That seems unlikely, Mr. Hall.
But how do you know that? You're just the receptionist.
And you're just the patient. Look, if you're very worried, I will make a note of it, and the doctor will get in touch. But she is very busy at the moment. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Hall. Namaste.
No, hang on. Oh, hello?
Oh, yes, I'm in here all the time. For my sins. The frequent flyer, he calls me. Harding, the consultant. Nice man. Bit stiff. Well, they are, aren't they? Hello, Mrs. Brackley. You're our frequent flyer. I just laugh. Don't take offence. Of course, nothing gets past me in this place, I tell you. Well, you got to be on the ball, don't you? Stuff you read in the papers. Patient safety and all that. Well, not too bad in here, though, mind. No. Actually, generally quite good. Except I did catch one of them the other day. Hadn't washed her hands. She was about to do my dressing as well. Well, I wasn't having that, was I? I says, excuse me, Nurse Gibson. Oh, I know all the names. I says, you've forgotten to wash your hands. She just looks at me. Got to look at her right back, don't I? I mean, notices all around the room, all around the hospital. Wash your hands. I mean, no point telling all the visitors to do it if you don't do it yourself. You know, I made a bit of a joke of it. Oh, she didn't like it. But then she says, oh, thank you, Mrs. Brackley. That's very kind of you to point out. It's just been so busy this morning, but no excuse, eh? I said, I quite understand, Nurse Gibson. Well, I do. They are quite busy, these nurses, sometimes. I said, you're doing a grand job. I think she was grateful. But my point is, you've got to take some responsibility in the hospital, don't you? No good just lying there, letting them run around after you.
Mrs. Brackley, you shouldn't be in here. It's for staff only.
Oh, don't mind me, Doctor. I think you might have some other concerns next door. Mrs. Forbes is looking decidedly peaky. Oh dear, oh, too late. Oh, Mrs. Forbes, what a mess. Oh dear. Don't worry, the doctor will be right through, won't he?
So I order a steak, rare, and it turns up, yeah, tough as the sole of your shoe.
And that wine, it was like paint stripper, undrinkable. I'm not paying for that.
6 months. 6 months it was on the market. Not one person came round to see it, not one.
And they call that a service.
Half a mile down the road, breaks down again.
They were here 3 days ago, and it is already leaking.
It's either the wrong colour,
The wrong model.
wrong size.
It's doubled in price.
Twice as much as it was last year. It's
Daylight robbery.
They don't explain things. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know what's happening. Why they're doing this, why they're doing that.
You want to know what's expected of you.
Sometimes it's like they don't see you at all. You're just a body.
A condition, a set of symptoms.
They think that if you say nothing, everything's fine.
But you want to ask about the tablets,
The tests.
the pain,
But you don't, because you're nervous.
you're embarrassed.
Frightened.
And if you do see something, you think, that isn't quite right, you want to say something.
You want to tell them.
Everything all right? I heard you a bit worried about something.
No, there's no problems at all, Doctor.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Everything's absolutely fine.